Hello boys and girls, Mrs. Walls is here. I am going to teach you a place value lesson. This is back from chapter 1. Remember, during this time of our school we're doing review lessons, and we are going to be writing numbers in standard, expanded, and word form. Our I can statement for today is I can write a number using standard, word, and expanded form. Just to review our vocab words, standard form is written with numbers. It's how we usually see numbers written. So here's an example, 3,215 is written with 3,215. The next vocab word is word form. These are numbers written out using words. For example, the 3,215 would be written 3,215 with words. And our last word, vocabulary word, is expanded form. And we write these using addition and multiplication. There are actually two ways to write expanded form. So the top one up here, 3,000 plus 200 plus 10 plus 5 equals 3,215 is how you were doing that in 4th grade and in 3rd grade. But in 5th grade, we asked you to change it. And sorry about that, boys and girls. That is why we do not have Lulu at school. She wanted to bark at the neighbors. So let me go back through expanded form because there are two ways. And like I told you, this top way is how we did it in 3rd and 4th grade. This bottom way is how we're asking you to do it in 5th grade. So we put the 3 down and then we multiply it by the place value, which in this case happens to be thousands. Then we put an addition sign and 2 times 100 because 100 is the place value it's in. And then a plus sign and a 1 times 10 because the 1 is in the tens place value, and then a plus sign and 5 times 1. Now it's time for the Mrs. Walls commercial break like we always did in math class.
Seven digits down the line gives you millions every time. 7 digits right to left, a million reasons you're the best. Hundreds, thousands, then the millions. They're the ones before the billions. Hundreds, thousands, then the millions. They're the ones before the billions. Try to say this number now. If you can't, we'll show you how. Try to say this number now. If you can't, we'll show you how. 7,125,324. Thousands, comma, first in line. Millions, comma, it's all mine. Thousands, comma, after 3. Millions after 6, you see. Hundreds, thousands, then the millions. They're the ones before the billions. Hundreds, thousands, then the millions. They're the ones before the billions. Try to say this number now. If you can't, we'll show you how. Try to say this number now. If you can't, we'll show you how. 50,000,324. Try to say this number now. If you can't, we'll show you how. Try to say this number now. If you can't, we'll show you how. 3,188,000. 7 digits down the line gives you millions every time. 7 digits right to left, a million reasons you're the best. Hundreds, thousands, then the millions. They're the ones before the billions. Hundreds, thousands, then the millions. They're the ones before the billions. Now you know how millions go. After thousands, don't you know? Go and say your numbers now. Thousands, millions, you know how. Hundreds, thousands, then the millions. They're the ones before the billions. Hundreds, thousands, then the millions. They're the ones before the billions.
Now you know Mrs. Walls is now singing that in my head, and all of you get to now tune that out, and you could skip it if you wanted to. Now let's try a few examples. First, here's a number in standard form. And I want you, if you have a piece of paper, if not, I want you to think it in your head. How would you write that in words? If you need to, pause the video and write it down in words. And then how would you write it in expanded form? Here it is in words. 56,319. Here's the first expanded form, how you did it in 3rd and 4th grade. 50,000 plus 6,000 plus 300 plus 10 plus 9. It's not wrong, we just ask you to think a little deeper in 5th grade and use multiplication as well. So here is the one with multiplication. 5 times 10,000 because the 5 is in the 10,000 spot. 6 times 1,000 because a 6 is in the 1,000 spot. 3 times 100 because the 3 is in the 100 spot. 1 times 10 because the 1 is in the 10 spot. And finally 9 times 1 because the 9 is in the 1's place value. Example 2. Example 2 here. Write the following number in standard and expanded form. So I'm not going to say this one out loud because just like we talked about with any testing, I can't say these ones out loud or they'll give you the answer. So take a few seconds, write it down if you have paper, or think it in your head if you don't. How would you say that in its standard form? And how would you write it in the 5th grade expanded form? Pause the video if you're not done. And I'm going to give the answers in 3, 2, 1. Maybe if it goes on a click. 2,983,225. And the 5th grade expanded form, 2 times 1 million, 9 times 100,000, 8 times 10,000, 3 times 1,000, 2 times 100, 2 times 10, and 5 times 1. And example 3, standard and word form this time. So I give you expanded form. Here's the 5th grade expanded form. Take a few seconds, write it down in standard form, and a minute or two to write it down in word form. Pause the video if you're not done. Here comes the answers in 3, 2, 1. 78,134,690. And the word form, 78,134,690. Those are the 3 examples for you. Now it's your turn. I want you to, after you watch the video, I want you to go and give a practice. There's a quiz. So you're going to go back to the assignment on your teams, and under the video there's a link to the form quiz that is going to be place value form quiz. And remember everything we've done. You can also go back to the video if you need to, or if you're still struggling and not quite sure how to write standard word or expanded form, you can message me on Teams or through Class Dojo. We'll also have a Zoom meeting sometime this week. If you're struggling with something, write down your questions and ask me then. It was great to be able to teach you again, and we'll be back soon.